Greetings, it is I. It's been a while. I've got a little bit of Allegro tinkering today. Shocking, I know. If you remember from the service video I did a few weeks ago, the starter motor's sticking. I'm going to remove the starter. I've been told I can clean the drive up, the Bendix, whatever it's called. It should be covered in clutch dust and stuff. That's probably what's making it stick. I'm going to take that off. I've also got to try and fit. I've got a battery isolator. At the minute, I always leave the car with the battery disconnected, which I handily place spanner. Just carry a spanner with me. But I'm going to put an isolator on it. I did have a quick look at it the other night. If I just spin you around there, it fits here, and it won't fit because of the way the battery is. I'm going to see if I can flip the battery, reroute the wiring. If I can't, I'll have to think about this. But anyway, that is what I'm going to attempt to do today. So join me, shall you? As Adam the Woo once said on every video. Right, because of, if I'm honest, I'm not really in the mood for filming. I'm going to be honest. So I'm not going to set up a tripod and every bit by bit step do it. I'm just going to show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the battery off, fanny around with the leads, starter down here. There's two bolts, one at the top, one at the bottom, and then obviously the lead that powers it. I'm going to whip all that off, and then I'll pick you up halfway through. Right, starter is off. It's obviously very rusty. It's also got a lot of crap on, as I was told, but there's a lot of iron filings on there. Look. Whether or not they've worn off the flywheel when it's been catching or such, but yeah, I'd imagine that is supposed to be a bit looser than that, which is why it's sticking. I'll give that a clean up. Right, I'm purely going to use this. Someone's going to say you can't use that just because it says jizz on it, and I think it's funny, and I'm childish. Righty-ho, all cleaned up. I'm reliably informed you don't put any lubricant on them, but it's not sticking now at all, so it shouldn't need any. We shall see. Right, so we're all back together. Yeah, I'm not overly keen on this. I mean, it's the earth one, it's not going to touch anything, but it's a bit, it just looks a bit gashed, doesn't it? But don't see any other way it's supposed to go, really. Yeah, so we're all connected up. We're about to see if it'll start, and just go from there, really. Right, we're in neutral, chokes out. See if we spin or go Bleh. We're in neutral. I didn't say that, didn't I? Obviously the petrol's got a prime. Let's let that have a rest. Maybe I've knocked something off the coil. It doesn't sound like it's firing. Yay! I think we've got a success. Yeah, knock that off because I've got to change that temperature sender. Right, so again, if you remember last video, I broke the Lucar off here. Put a new sender in that I'd bought, but it overreads. So I bought another new one. We'll see how that one goes. Yeah, this one's a bit more quality, because it says Rover on the packet, so it must be. It was, I had to buy it for a Mini 1275. Righty-ho, all changed. I'm going to just top up with water and then fire her up and let her warm up and see what that registers as. As I said on the last video, the original one that was in sat normal, never had a problem. The replacement I'd got into the red before the fan kicked in, which was always unnerving. I'll just see what this one does. If this one plays up as well, I don't know, I'm up for ideas. Right, just to let that get any air out that got in. I'm just going to start her up like that, and yeah, just let her warm up. Right, so we've been running a fair while. Certainly this one isn't as mental as the last one. It's still only halfway, so that's looking promising. I have, however, found a little issue. All the pipes are hot in the engine bay. I've got one that's sort of steaming a little. It looks like a really rusty Jubilee clip, so I'm going to have to look at that when the car's cooled down. I'll show you. I don't know if you could see the steam on that. Might need to just cut that pipe fractionally and put a new clip on. I'll have to see. I've wiped it all off. It's not wet, but it's not great. Right, the fan's just kicked in. Let's just have a look where we're at. Yeah, that's a load better, if you can see that. But we're not even on the white part of the red yet, so that one looks like it's working properly. Yeah, pleased about that. It's also worth noting that now the fan's kicked in and the thermostat's open, this has stopped steaming. So suggests that when the pressure's let off a bit, yeah, fan's turning off now. I think that's just, oh no, still on. We'll have a look at what that drops down to on the gauge before that comes off. But yeah, it's obviously, I think I'm going to get a new clip before I try and nip that up because it looks very rusty. We'll see. Fan's still running and we're well below half on the gauge now, which is good. Okay, so the fan still didn't turn off, and it's gone down, well, not far above the line after the blue. So I'm quite surprised at that. It used to kick in and out quite a lot. I'm guessing, and it is a guess, maybe it's because I haven't got the you know, the pressure cap on. So I'm gonna just let it cool down and find its level, and then I'll relocate that and put the lid on and try the experiment again. Right, I've got the engine off and the fan's running. I presume it's on some sort of timer with ignition on. If you follow me to the dashboard, you can see, I hope you can see, hang on, there we go, that's where we're at. That's where we're at when it's up to temperature. I'm going to leave ignition on and see if that kicks off as the temperature drops. If not, then it's quite a fluke that now I seem to have a fan that's running too much. There's always something. Right, baffled now. I left that running for a while and it just keeps running and running. Obviously the ignition's on, which is no good for the coil. These connectors here isolate the fan completely. Pull that off and the fan stops. So I'm just going to have to monitor this one. I'd rather have it overcooling, I suppose, and then worst case scenario, if the fan keeps fannying around, I can pull that off. So yeah, a bit of a fix and a bit of a problem, but I started off with I only want to mess for an hour. I ain't in the mood really, and this has just compounded that. I think it's time to give up today. Right, that will do me for today. I'm really not in the mood. You get like that sometimes. Yeah, the reason I want to get the car sorted is I'm filming this now about, let me just check what the date is exactly. It's the 16th of April. So I've got 2 weeks today. The tax runs out on the Rover, and I'm going to sawn the Rover, get it in the garage, and use the Allegro through the summer. Not as a daily. I'm going to use the Kia most days a week, but then when Heather wants the Kia, I'm going to use the Allegro. So it needs to be sorted. So at least that starter's sorted now, and I don't think there's going to be an overheating issue. I'll sort that Jubilee clip. Other than that, what's the worst that can happen? So yeah, I'll catch you on the next one, whenever that may be. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.